Right, we are going to start standing up. You're going to need your towel folded ready in front of you. We're going to roll it up later, but we're going to use it kind of as a block now. So if you have got a Pilates block, you can use that, though it actually is a little bit high. This is kind of slightly better, but high is, a bit of a challenge is good. Okay, so first of all, let's line our feet up. So just a bit of a stretch to start. So have your feet pointing forward, outside edges of your feet parallel. And then lift all your toes off the floor. So you've just got the balls of your feet down, all your toes lifted. And then try and spread them out. So shoot energy through the end of every toe. So you're trying to literally do what I'm doing with my hands, like shoot energy out of your fingers, which spreads them. And then put each toe down on the floor, trying to keep that spread. Concentrate on keeping that big toe hard down. The little toe should be down too, but that big toe knuckle is often the lifter. Okay, and then let's take our hips forward and back. So you're just going to take your weight onto the fronts of your feet and then onto the backs of your feet. And then we're going to stay probably nearer the back of that than forward. So hips go over your heels. Drop your ribs down, take both arms up in the air. So get that stretch without this happening. This is big extension. There should be a curve in your upper back. We want to keep it. And we're going into a side bend. Let's take hold of the wrist of the top arm and give it an extra pull. So you're really getting all that skin to stretch all down your side. Let's take a big breath here. Trying to get that breath to do even more stretching, and then up over to the other side, get hold of the wrist, give it a good pull, and then breathe here, that breathing creating more stretch. Okay, arms come up, bring your arms out to the side and turn your palms up. Lift and lower your shoulders. Keep your arms as straight as you can doing this. And then leave your shoulders right down. We're going to turn one palm down and then turn that shoulder forward, which will turn the palm even further round, might even be facing the ceiling again. And then turn the other shoulder forward, turn the elbow, turn the palm. So both palms are now facing up. We're trying to do it like a Mexican wave. So the arm you started with, that palm turns up, shoulder turns out, other shoulder turns out, palm turns out. Palm, shoulder, shoulder, palm, palm, shoulder, shoulder, palm. Let's do one more each way. So really trying to roll your shoulders forward and then try and make that not about your hands. So your shoulder turning out is not the same as your palms flipping up. Good, let's stay with our palms up now. Ribs still down. So keep that curve in your upper back, forward curve, and press your thumbs back behind you. And then bring your little fingers together in front, and then your palms press back. We're going to add a reach. So as your little fingers touch in front of you, try and get your shoulder blades well away from your spine. So you're going to contract all the muscles of your chest, which happens to stretch there. And then take your thumbs back behind you, and then your shoulder blades will feel like they're squeezing towards your spine, which is actually just a stretch of your chest. Shoulder blades don't actually really move. Little fingers together in front, reach. Thumbs pressing back behind you, squeeze. One more. Little fingers in front. And then thumbs pressing back. Good, and then let's bring our hands to our hips. Okay, let's have a little walk. Each heel lifting and then lowering. So I'm just walking my heels. Okay, and then keep both heels down. Arms are going to stretch up in the air, and then take your arms down to your thighs, drop your chin, and we're going to roll down into a forward fold. So we're just going to hang over our legs here. If you need to put a bend in your legs, then do. You'll still feel a stretch, whether your knees are straight or bent. And then we're going to bend your knees so your fingertips get to the floor, and then bring your bottom down towards your heels. So we're going in a crouch. Try and keep your toes and heels lined up here. So you're not going into a crouch at the expense of your ankles going awry. And take your hands further forward if you need to. And we're going to bring both knees on and off the floor. Keeping those legs lined up. Good, let's bring your knees down and then take your towel and put it underneath your right knee. So your right knee is lifted, your left knee is on the floor. It looks like this. There we go, towel under one knee. How high you have it is entirely up to you. You can feel that this puts a bit of a shift in your pelvis. So we're going to work into that shift first of all. So try and get into an all fours position. Toes should be tucked under, thighs should be vertical. Try and take weight onto each knee. So you might be, over favoring the knee that's higher. Try and get equal. And then we're going to breathe here. So you want your belly to expand as you breathe in, and then contract as you breathe out. And breathing switches on your low back muscles and your obliques. And then let's keep the breathing going, but just try and cat-cow with your low back. So you're lifting your low back up towards the ceiling and then bringing it down. It may change the shape of the rest of your spine, but just try and work on that low back, that low back extending and flexing. And you might just feel internal movements that are a little bit different because of this knee lift. Okay, let's stay with our tailbone slightly lifted. Check your shoulders are down away from your ears. And then the right knee that's on the towel is going to take more weight. So try not to shift over to the right and hover your left knee off the floor. So it's just off the floor, like a centimetre off. Keep your shoulders down. If it's too much on your wrists, you can move onto your elbows, but just know that you are getting way less core activation once you're on your elbows. So stay on your hands if you can. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Keep your chin tucked in. You should be looking down at the floor between both hands. And then hover your right hand off the floor. And we're going to try and breathe here in the same way that you were breathing with those limbs down. If you need to have a break, put them down, obviously. Okay, we're going to stretch your left leg out behind you. Push the heel away. Put your right hand behind your head, elbow lifted. Squeeze your left heel right back behind you. Try and keep your ribs lifted away from the floor. Try and keep breathing. An easier version for this is to have your right hand down. So you can miss that out if you like. If you've got your right arm behind your head, we're going to twist. So you're going to bring your right shoulder down towards your left elbow. And then take it back up again. Breathe in. Breathe out and twist. And again, another easier version is also to have your left foot on the floor. One more of those. And then come back. Put your right hand down. Make sure your shoulders are drawn right down away from your ears. Re-push that left heel away and then push it up till you feel that left glute say hello. And then bring it down and squeeze it back up again. And again, down and a little squeeze up. So you can see I'm doing a really small movement, but it feels quite a lot in my left buttock. Keep this movement out of your back. So you just stop where you feel it only in your buttock. And that's it. One more of these. And then bring your left knee in towards your chest. Walk your hands back towards the towel. And we're going to step forward with your left foot. So we're in a half kneeling position. Hands on your hips. Let's pelvic tilt. Now we're giving that left hip a rest, hands also. So now we're thinking about our right hip. And as you tuck and untuck your pelvis, you'll feel tension down the front of the right thigh. Okay, let's stay with your pubic bone forward, hip bones back. So we're trying to go into a posterior pelvic tilt, which brings more stretch onto that front of the right hip. Arms out in front of you. First of all, your hands are level. Now we're going to reach your right hand further forward than your left. So stretch it really far forward. You go into a little bit of a twist. Keep your pelvis position. So try and keep that hard tuck under. And then take this right hand behind you and reach back and just reach towards your heel. Try and keep that pelvic tuck. Again, hands in line, reach. Right arm is much longer. Reach back towards your heel. Again, reach. Then to your heel. Let's do one more. Reach. Back to your heel. And then bring that arm back. Hands go behind your head. Make sure the toes of your right foot are tucked under. You can bring your left heel nearer to make it easier, or keep it far away to make it more difficult. Tilt forward so you've got lots of weight in your left foot, and then hover your right knee just off the towel. This left foot's really important here, so it needs to be really spread out and on the floor, and you need to not be favoring any particular part of your foot, toes especially. So make sure you're not favoring any bits, but also not leaving any bits out. Okay, let's straighten the back leg up and then bring it back to a hover over the towel. Again, straighten it out. Bring it down to a hover. Make sure you're breathing. Down to a hover. Let's do two more. Again. Let's hold this one. Push your back heel down towards the floor. You can go into a shorter lunge if you want to, but that back heel's not touching the floor. And then really lean forward over this left leg. This is a really key position. It's kind of a massive exaggeration of push off in gait, and what you want to feel is this left hip activated. So by hip, I mean the glute max, or the big glute muscles at the back, and the ones at the side, so lateral hip muscles. Okay, you can just stay in this position, or you can tilt forward even more so the back leg has no weight, and we're going to lift it right up and dive your chest down. And you can just stay in that position before if you want to. If you wanted to, your standing leg is bent here. Push that back heel away, get really solid on that foot. If you've got your leg lifted, try pushing your left heel up and bringing it down, up and down, up and down, and again. Most important thing here is that you're feeling it in that hip and that your left foot is well connected to the floor. Okay, let's bring that right knee up. And we'll right ourselves upright and bring that foot down. Good. Okay, have a little shake out. Feet back to hip width. Or when I say that you need to feel it in that hip and you feel it in other places as well, that's okay. So a lot of people will feel it in their calf and their hamstring, but this has got to be on. Okay, feet back to hip width. Bit of a shocking start there. Let's go back to walking our heels. The wind makes me feel like over energized. Good, stay with both heels down. Arms go up in the air, reach right up We're going to go over into a side bend. One way, take hold of the top wrist. And as we're side bending here, check your ribs are down. So this might look a bit rubbish and this might look better, but when I'm lifting my chest up like this, I'm just squashing my low back. So try and keep your spine in neutral front to back, and then we side bend. Obviously it's okay to go out of neutral, but we're just in these classes, just want to like feel that we're always moving around a center, and you can always get back to the center. So just important to always find where that center is. We're side bending the other way. Okay, good. Let's take both arms up. Bring your arms down. Let's give our shoulders a roll, psych ourselves up, because we're going to do the other side with the whole thing. Just going to move that out of the way. It takes up a lot of room, Pilates. So this one's going to feel very different. We're using each hip in very different ways, and so it's likely that you'll feel it differently in each hip. Okay, let's do a roll down first. So arms up in the air, then bring your arms to your thighs, tuck your chin, and then we're rolling down. So to roll down, you're just bit by bit making your upper body really, really just soggy. And then hips down, stay as they are. So that in the end, you've got this whole limp upper body hanging over this lower body. Try and have equal weight on both feet as you do this. It's a good release position. It's actually a bit of a stretch to the low back. You can also bend your knees. So now we're going to keep our hands right near our feet. So bend your knees so your fingertips can get to the floor, and bring your bottom down to your heels again, making sure that you don't let your heels drop in or out. So you're not twisting at the ankle. Foot, toes, heel and knee and hips all stay in line. And then we're going to, you can do the same as before, keep your hands on the floor and touch your knees down, or we're going to come up, put your hands on your hips, and then touch both knees down and lift off. Easier version for this is to put the towel under each knee so that you've just got less far to go down and less far to lift up. So you might feel a favoring knee going down first and coming up first. So just try and get the other one going. A lot of work in the toes here. Okay. That wasn't a very good last one. Okay, so now we're going to go into all fours, towel underneath your left knee. So we're in all fours with that slight wonkiness in our low back, slight wonkiness in our hips. And this is really, I love doing this just because this position is really important to activating all your core muscles. But if you have a little something off, then they're a little bit off. And this puts offness in, which can match the way you're off, or it can actually be totally working against it. So just add variety that we're purposefully adding. Okay, so we're in all fours, toes tucked under, unless it's unbearable for your knees, on your hands, unless it's unbearable for your wrists, shoulders down away from your ears, chin tucked in. Keep your ribs lifted up and towards your body. And first of all, we're breathing here, which is an exercise. Being in all fours and breathing is a really important exercise. Feels like you're not doing anything, but you're doing a lot. And as you breathe, just notice whether you're completely not using your right knee. Try and take some weight onto your right knee. Okay, let's start to do cat-cow with our low back. If you feel like you're not getting much movement out of your low back, then you're probably doing it right. It's not it doesn't flex very much. So this is particularly good if you are take different efforts for each side of your spine, and especially something like scoliosis, which is very differing muscle tone throughout your spine. This makes a big difference. Okay, now your tailbone is going to lift. So we're looking for that dip in your low back, and your rib cage is up. We're looking for the curve of your upper spine. So remember, you can always go back to the position before if it gets too much. We're going to hover your left knee just off the floor, just above where it was. And we breathe. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Let's hover your right hand, no, your left hand off the floor. Okay, and then we're going to take that right leg far behind you and push the heel away. So it doesn't matter particularly where it is. It should be lower than your back height. Left hand's going to go behind your head. Keep those ribs tucked right in. Keeping all of this, we're going to twist. We'll do the twist first, then we'll do the leg lifts. So left shoulder comes down towards your right elbow, then take it back up. Breathe in, breathe out. Try not to collapse in your right shoulder here. Keep your shoulder well away from your ear. Good, you can hold it like this, or you can put your left hand on the floor. Push that right heel hard away, lift up, so you just feel an activation in that right buttock, then bring it down. If it bothers your back, first thing is to bring your ribs up in towards your chest. So we're pushing up, feeling it, bringing that leg down a bit. Pushing up, feeling it, bringing it down. It's more a push away of that heel than a lift. So you're going to get more glute activation by pushing that heel away than lifting it. Good, let's make this one the last one. And then let's bring your right knee in towards your chest. Walk your hands in, and we're going to step forward with that foot. So right foot on the floor in front of you. Hands on your hips, let's pelvic tilt. As you're pelvic tilting, try and have each side of your pelvis doing the same thing. So try and have your hips square to the front leg. And we're going to go into as much of a posterior pelvic tilt as you can. So pubic bone forward, hip bones back, tail tucked between your legs, arms out in front of you, toes tucked of your left foot here. Let's reach your left hand forward. So it's much longer than your right. And then reach back towards your left heel. Reach forwards, take it really far. Reach back. Try and keep that pelvic tuck. Reaching forward, reaching back. One more. Reaching forward. And then reaching back. Bring that arm forward. Hands go behind your head. Drop your chin. Chin should be, drop your ribs. Chin should be tucked in. Back of your head back behind you. Lean forward, so just tilt, hinging at the hip. So you can think about the weight going into your right foot. Hover your left knee off the towel. And the most important thing here is that right foot having really good contact to the floor, knee staying directly above it. Straighten your left knee, bring it down to a hover, straighten it. Down to a hover, straighten it. Let's do one more. Down, keep that right foot in really good contact, bring that left knee up, push the heel back behind you. You can shorten your stride, you might have gone too long for you. So heels lifting and lowering. And then we're going to keep that left heel pushing back. Get really loads of weight onto your right foot. The more weight you put onto the right foot and take off your left, the more you'll feel that left and right. Your right glute switch on. It might not feel as activated as the other, or it might feel more just because of how it is. Right knee over the foot. Hip will be out to the side. If you can manage to lift your left leg up, do. You'll dive your chest down even further. Push that left heel away. Keep your right knee bent. Lift and lower that back leg. You don't have to do any of these. You can keep the foot on the floor if you want to. So it's still good work in that right hip. Okay, let's do 2 more. Push of the heel up and down. And then let's bring that left knee up and put the foot down. Whew. Okay, well done. So towel we'll use again, but not yet. So let's go back to having our feet hip width. Quite a relief to have done all that. Good. Back your hips up, hands go on your knees. Let's tuck your chin in, round your spine, and just breathe here. Try and really round your low back. And keep that round in your spine and roll up. We're just going to have a twist of your spine just to get that last exercise out. So you're going to turn your pelvis as far as you can one way, keeping your feet stuck onto the floor. Keep your pelvis where it is. Put your hands on your ribs. Turn your ribs the other way. Keep your ribs where they are. Put your hand on your head. Turn your head back. So your head's going the same way as your pelvis. So pelvis, ribs, head. Okay, let's turn that back. We'll do it the other way. Don't worry if there's minimal success doing this. It's just, it really makes you feel your rotations. So pelvis turns the other way, feet stay flat. Hands on your ribs, they turn the other way. Keep your ribs down. Hands on your head, turn the same way as your pelvis. Try and keep your ribs still, going the other way. Good, okay. See, now the body's forgotten about the other one. Okay, good. Bend both knees. I'm going to stretch the back of the body now. So bending both knees, everything should be lined up. And then we're going to step 1 foot forward, like we're taking a big step forward. And your toes and heels need to be lined up. So they look turned in. Back knee's bent, front leg is not bent. Okay, then we're going to shoo the chickens away. So we sit your hips right back, sweep the chickens away, keep that front foot flat. Round your spine, take a big breath in. And then breathe out, come up. We'll do the same thing. So we're going to sit your hips right back, shoo the chickens away. And your hips should be sitting right between both legs. So try not to do a big shift to the sides. And then let's come up. Now we're going to have our heel on the floor in front of us. So we're in heel strike of the gate. Toes curled up towards your shin. Let's shoo the chickens away. Whoop. Off they go. You're rounding your spine. So mine doesn't look very rounded here, but I'm trying not to do this. I'm trying to keep rounded there. I don't know if you can actually see. So don't worry about trying to get your pelvis into some funky position or spine in neutral. Okay, let's come on up. Big breath in. Again, breathe out with your toes curled right towards your shin. Your ball of your foot really lifted. Sit your hips right back. Big breath. And then come up and put that foot down. Arms are going to go out to the sides. Shoulders down. We've still got the same foot forward. Now, if your left foot is forward, you're going to turn to the left. So we're going to turn towards your front foot. And then take your front arm down, so it's on the outside of your thigh, and the other arm up to the ceiling. I'll show you sideways with that foot in front, so I look like this. Both legs straight. So it's a pyramid stretch. Okay, holding this. Then drop your top arm and slide both hands down your front leg. If you need to bend a knee, bend the back knee. Take a big breath and roll up. Oh, okay, put that foot in. Step the other foot forwards. I'm being all confusing, so I'm going to keep turning around. So now other foot is forward, good generous stride. Heel toe in line, feet seam turned out. We're looking to keep the outer edges of our feet parallel. And then we're going to bend your back knee, keep that front foot flat, and shoo the chickens away. So off they go. Rounding your spine, take a big breath in, and come up. Same again with the front foot flat. So rounding your spine, hips sit right back behind you. It's almost like trying to pull the floor in with that front foot. Keep that front leg straight. Okay, let's come up. Now that heel strike of the front foot, whole of the front of the foot comes up, only the heel's on the floor. Shoo the chicken, sit your hips right back behind you. Try and sit your hips equally between your legs. And then let's come up. We'll do that again. Good, and then let's come up and let's do the pyramid stretch. So both our legs are straight, arms go out to the side. We're turning towards your front leg, so ribs twist towards your front leg. Front arm comes down, hand on the other side of your knee, other arm up towards the ceiling. Try and keep both legs straight here. Okay, hands down together, run them down your front leg, hold it here. And then bend both knees and come down into a crouch. And we'll put both knees down. Okay, this next one, you can use a towel underneath your knees if you would like to squash your toes less. So try and squash your toes to maximum. Also, if you have an issue with sitting back onto your heels, because there's a constriction at the back of your knees, then you can put your towel there. So you're still squashing your toes, but you aren't getting as close to an angle. So it's good to do things, but use your towel or use things just so that you're at the edge of your limit, but you're still doing it. Okay, so towel or not, we're going to put one hand out in front of you to the side and step the other leg, the leg of the other side out. So we've got hand, knee, and foot in line. Push your hips forward and put your top hand up to the ceiling, not behind your head, up to the ceiling. Shoulders down away from your ears. You can just hold this in this position. We're trying to open out that top shoulder, trying to open out that top hip. So we're having everything in the same plane, apart from that back calf. If you can manage more, we're going to lift this long leg, pushing your heel away. If you can manage even more, we're going to circle that heel. Everything else needs to stay as it is. Let's go around in the other direction. So we've been kneeling in lots. We're not going to do massively long doing this. Okay, let's bend that knee, bring it in, and then up to kneeling, other hand out to the side, other leg out. Push your hips forward. Hip bone, shoulder, shoulder, arm, leg, all in line. Reaching up, take your shoulders away from your ears. Toe tucked under behind you, toes are Holding this is a lot of work in itself. Or lifting that leg. Or heel pushing away, we circle. So it doesn't have to be a really rigid heel, but I just feel like pointed toe, you can have a go with it. Point your toe and then push your heel away. So you go into a flex of the ankle. Oh, there's so much more to it. So for all the elegance of pointed toes, it's kind of useless. We'd hardly ever have pointed toes in life. Round the other way. I'd probably say never. Can't think of a moment where pointed toes are useful. There's probably something, but I can't think of it. Okay, so we're circling round the other way. Good, and then let's bring that knee in. And we're going to sit, legs out in front of you. Good, so you can sit on the towel for higher hips. So legs straight, toes up towards the ceiling, and then just drop your head and your shoulders just over your legs. Okay, let's sit up. So we're not going to use this next, but we're just going to get it ready. We're going to roll your towel up into a really tight roll, just because now we're sitting, and so that's a handy time to do it. If you have a half roller, use a half roller for this. Rolled up towel is just as good though. And then just put it out of the way, so it's already rolled. It's easy to roll when you're sitting. Okay, we're going to do something called a rollover. So just to stretch out our sides. It's a really good core balancing exercise. Your core having a lot of oblique muscles in it, all your internal obliques. So this kind of balances out internal and external obliques. So we start from a sitting position, legs out, then take one hand right back behind you. So it's out to the side and right back behind you. And then we're going to bring the elbow down to the floor. And then you're going to turn your hips as close to the floor as you can and bring the knee up that's rolled over and bring your elbow to the knee. Take a big breath here. And then that leg goes out, elbow comes up, and we're back up sitting. So I'll do it this way. Other hand behind you, elbow down, turn, elbow to knee. Push off. Last thing that comes up is the elbow, and we're up. Hand, elbow, twist. Big breath. Turn, elbow off, sit. Don't know if that helps going that way. Hand, elbow, elbow to knee, sit up. So as you're doing this, have a feel, and there may be a side that feels far happier doing it than the other, or far more coordinated than the other. It's always good to feel. So this is your whole anterior oblique system and posterior. If you play golf or tennis, it's likely that your oblique systems, your twisting, like throwing as well, are less balanced. Like you train up one system more than the other. So you might really feel it here. Okay, we're going to end up on our side. So I'm going to do this side. So I'm facing this way. And there we go, I've just done one of them. And then we're side lying. Elbow underneath your shoulder. Shoulders down away from your ears. Hips, bring them back so your hips are in line with that bottom shoulder. Bring your feet back so your feet and hips and bottom shoulder and elbow are all in line. Shoulders down away from your ears, ribs lifted away from the floor, and ribs tucked in towards your tummy. So we're going to start with the clam. So just keeping your feet together, we're lifting and lowering the top knee. Did these on Tuesday, so you'll be excited to know we're doing them again if you were here on Tuesday. Okay, now we're going to do top knee up. Lift, hover your hips off the floor. Bring your hips up even higher. Push them forward and extra squeeze to that knee up. Big breath here. And then we're going to bring our hips back down, and that knee comes down, and you gently bring your hips onto the floor. Be careful of this bottom shoulder collapsing. Again, knee up, hips hover, lift even more, press them forward. There's a squeeze of your glutes here. Top knee up makes this top hip even more squeezed, and then hover back down. Big breath, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. 2 more. Knee up, lift, squeeze forward, breathe. And then back to a hover. Okay, we're going to go stay up for this next one. Knee up, lift, push your hips forward, squeeze that knee up, hold it. We're going to do about 6 quick ones. You don't go all the way to the floor, you just do a little off and back on. Keep those hips pressing forward, off and back on. Off, on again. Breathing, try and get your ribs tucked in. So it's a movement here of your pelvis, not your ribs. 1 more, hold it, and then bring your hips down. Good, stretch the top leg out, push off the bottom hand, we're sitting up. And we're going to go to sit on the other side, so elbow down, elbow to knee, and then we're facing the other way, but I'm just facing the wall, so I'm just going to turn around. Okay, so now we're on the other side. Elbow underneath your shoulder, hips back in line with that elbow, feet back in line with your hips, with your elbow, shoulders down away from your ears, chin tucked, ribs down, ribs lifted away from the floor, hand on your top hip. So this is it's big work in the shoulder, but it's also all these like serrators and all these muscles under here connecting with that shoulder. So if it's not happening, just stay doing clam. Let's start with the clam. Ribs down, always the biggie. That's always the first off. No, not always. Often the first off. Okay, so let's go for it. Top knee up, hover your hips, press your hips forward, squeeze that top knee up. Take a breath here. Knee comes down, hips go back, hips lower. Take this really slow, just you know you can do it slowly, then you know you can do it fast. Top knee up, hips lifted, squeeze. Big breath, and then hips back, hips down. Big breath to get ready. Exhale, knee up, hips up, push forward, squeeze. Breath in to hold. Breathing out. And again. Where are we at? 1 more, 2 more, better do 2. Okay, again, knee up, hips up, push your hips forward. Breathe in. Okay, last one, we're going to stay up, knee up, hips forward. Hope that's the right number. Okay, really press your hips forward. Really squeeze that top knee up. Let's lower and lift. Lower and lift. Squeeze that top knee up. Lower, lift. 3 more. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. Really squeeze both hip bones forward. Last one. Hold it, squeezing forward, top knee up. Then bring your knees down, hips down. Brilliant, we'll roll over onto your back. Now we use the roll. So half roller or tightly rolled towel underneath your pelvis. So such that your low back has space underneath it, big hollow, so it can release towards the floor. So you want it kind of mid-bottom. Tailbone, just about slightly higher than your tailbone. There's no right, amazingly correct place, but you definitely don't want to have it under your low back. Okay, good. So we've come off shoulders and stuff now. It gets a bit easier now. Chin tucks in. Let your ribs feel heavy. Let's put our hands across our chest, just so you're adding your arm weight to your rib cage. And breathe here. And we're always trying to get more of a lateral breath. So we're trying to expand our sides as we breathe in and out. Feel your sides come together. If your sides move, then you know your obliques are involved in breathing, then your low back muscles can get involved, then your internal abdominals can get involved. There's very little, if anything, in the chest, so rib cage doesn't go up and down your chest. And you should feel it going very low when it goes into your sides. Okay, let's lift one leg up into tabletop. On an exhale, you may need to adjust your chin, you may need to tuck in more, ribs heavily down. Everything's still being aligned. Okay, we're going to stretch that leg up towards the ceiling, lengthen the back of it, so heel's going to push up, take a breath in, and then lower the leg down until you're absolutely sure that no back is involved. So if you really go down, you might feel, oh, I don't know, not that it's working, but there's something happening there. You want nothing happening at all in your back. Then bend the knee in, stretch the leg up. Inhale to get ready, exhale, down it goes. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Okay, we'll do 3 more, just saying the first few practices, seeing what's going on. Last one. And fold that knee in, that leg down. Take a breath in to get ready. Breathe out, other leg up. Adjust, your chin may need to re-tuck in as your low back relaxes down. You might feel like you're sliding along your floor. Okay, and on an exhale, we bring that leg down. Probably will go less low than the other one because we've already used pretty similar muscles on the other side. So there'll be some fatigue in there. Three more. Okay, and then the leg is going to stay up in tabletop. Take a breath in, breathe out. Other leg will lift up as well. So now knees are up in tabletop, heels about the same height as your knees. Take your knees away from you, stretch both legs up. Let's stick our feet together, knees together, and see if you can get a drop in of your legs towards your head. Your towel may need to change to a position where you can. So the towel is curling you up here. Okay, we're going to scissor our legs. So you're walking on the ceiling, legs towards you in a way. Have a look at the direction your legs are going. So they're likely now just to go into the position that you walk in. Just have a feel how weird it may feel, but trying to normalize walking with your feet aligned. Keep your heels pushing up towards the ceiling. So hamstrings on. Stay with one leg towards you, bend your knee, bring that knee right in towards you and let the other leg go down until it's hanging off the hip. If it goes onto the floor, just change where your towel is so it doesn't. So feel this as a release in your low back. So just let your low back try and fill all the space between the towel and you. Let's change legs. That knee in, hold on to it. Other leg out and bring it to hang. Okay, let's bring that knee in. Put one foot down and then the other. Lift off the towel. Let's put the towel in both hands, or half roller if you're using that one. Towel up towards the ceiling. So I'm just going to hold on to each end of it. Drop your shoulders down to the floor, drop your chin in. If you're very tight in your low back or feel very over curved in your low back, that all might feel a little bit less tight now and a bit more joined to the floor. Try and sink your bottom rib down to the floor. You can always put something else behind your head. If you've got a sofa cushion or something, you can just chuck behind your head. If you feel that your ribs can't go anywhere near the floor, go ahead and do that. Okay, and we're just going to lower the towel down towards the floor overhead just a couple of times, just feeling that we can keep our bottom rib down as much as we can as that towel goes back. So our arms move, but it doesn't hoist our ribs up. There's some core work here in keeping your ribs down, but try and make it a bit of a relaxation. Okay, towel up towards the ceiling. Bring both heels in towards your hips. Push into both feet. Lift your hips right up into bridge. Drop your ribs down. Bring your knees closer together. Make your footprints press straight down into the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Lower the towel down. Bring it up. Lower and lift it. It will go far lower now because your ribs are up. Your arms are like guy roped onto your rib cage to the front by your pecs. And there's a limit to your pecs. And that limits your shoulder. Okay, towel up towards the ceiling. Don't move your feet and try and lift your left leg up into a tabletop position. You can bring your hips down, lift the leg up, and then lift up if it's easier. Try and keep your right hip in line with your right heel and your right heel, foot pushing into the floor. Holding it here, ribs are down, left hip lifted. Stretch your left leg up even more. So try and touch the ceiling with that left foot. Push the heel away so the leg's got a back more than the front. Breathe in, breathe out. The leg's going to lower with your arms. Breathe in, they come up. Work on keeping aligned here, keeping your right hip in line with your right heel, keeping your left hip as high as your right hip, keeping your legs parallel, keeping your ribs down. That right foot driving through the floors, you'll feel your right buttock really switch on, connecting to your right hamstring and across to your left shoulder. Okay, let's make this one the last one. Fold that left foot in. Bring that heel up towards you. Don't try and put the foot in line with the hip, not in towards your midline. It's easier there. Right leg up. Make sure that left hip is in. Right hip is lifted. Stretch your right leg up. Push your right heel up to the ceiling. Feeling it here, all your toes on the floor. Ribs are down, chin tucked. Okay, breathe in to get ready. Breathe out, lower and lift. Get that right foot really lifted up towards the ceiling as you bring it in. Left foot going down into the floor. Notice if there's a difference here in not necessarily how much you can do, but the ease that you do it in, the coordination, how much more normal or natural it feels for you. One more. Keep that right hip lifted. Fold that leg in, foot down on the floor, slide your hips down and put the towel underneath your head. Might be too high, don't worry about it. Just shove it behind your head. Bring one knee into your chest and slide the other leg away. And rotate that leg. So you're windscreen wipering the whole leg on the heel. Okay, bring that leg in, other heel slides along the floor, push the heel away and do a little windscreen wiper of the hip. It's from the whole hip, knee turns in, knee turns out. Okay, let's squeeze in a quick ab curls here. Good. Let's do it. 25 past. We can get some in. Okay, hands behind your head. You can take the towel away if it's too high. I'm going to take it away. It's too high. Okay, chin tucked in. Heels underneath your knees. Knees come in towards your midline. So actually they're in line. They probably want to be further out than in. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, lift your chest right up. So imagine there's a string attached to your sternum pulling you over both knees. It's not a chin in towards your chest. The hinge is here at your bottom rib, rectus abdominis pulling in. Pelvis position doesn't change. Right hand is going to reach past your right knee. Left hand is going to join it. You're going to have to do an extra reach here so your left shoulder gets right up. Keep your ribs really lifted or your chest really lifted. Take both hands over to the left. We're going to put your right hand behind your head, but then give an extra reach to your right hand. The left hand. Left hand behind your head, lower. Breath in. Breathe out, lift up. Left hand is going to reach. Right hand is on top of it, fingers touching, over to your right. Left hand behind your head, right hand reaches. Right behind your head and lower. Big breath in, just because the rest is not really breathy. Reach right hand, left onto it. Get your fingertips to touch. Over to your left side, keep your hips still. Right hand behind your head, left hand reaches. Left hand behind your head and lower. Keep your knees in towards each other, not touching, just feet flat. Breathing out, lift up, left hand reaches. Right hand on top of it, over to the left. Left hand behind your head, right hand reaches, right hand behind your head, lower. Let's do one more cycle. Breath in. Breathe out, right hand reaches, left hand onto it. Over to the left, right behind your head, reach. Hand behind your head, lower. Breathe in, breathe out, left hand reaches. Right hand touches it, over to the right, left hand behind your head, reach, right hand behind your head, lower. Okay, bring one knee into your chest and then the other. Hold on to each of your shins. Tuck your chin in and let's roll from side to side. Give your shoulders a shrug. As your knees roll, roll your head. Okay, and then we're going to hold on behind one knee and bring your forehead right up to that knee and then use the other leg, flip yourself up to sitting. Okay, legs right out in front of you. Bring one foot in so the foot faces the thigh. Other hand, same hand as the knee, not other hand, same hand as the bent knee is going to reach over towards the other little toe. Tuck your chin in, really reach forward. Let's take this arm up and then on the floor behind your bent knee, reach the other arm up to the ceiling and side bend away. Okay, let's sit up. Folded leg now is going to step over the other foot. So the knee is up to the ceiling. Watch, I keep changing position. Pull your leg right in. Turn towards your bent knee. So whatever knee is folded in front of you. Turn towards it. Sit right up. So you're pressing your chest towards that knee as you're bringing your knee towards you and you feel a stretch here over your hip. Okay, let's do the other side. So legs out, other foot folds in. Our same arm as the bent leg reaches right up and across to the other foot. Try and bring the little toe towards it as well, pushing your heel away. Breathe here. Take that arm right up behind you on the floor. Lift the other arm up, reach, and take it slightly back behind you. Okay, let's sit up. This crossed over foot. Bent leg crosses over the other leg. Bring that knee right in. Sit up tall, chest towards your thigh, thigh towards your chest. Turn, and you're turning away from your legs and your feet. Good, let's turn back. Tuck your legs in underneath you. Let's come to kneeling. I always feel like we need to finish standing up. So we're going to get there. Hands down on the floor, lift your knees into a downward dog. Bent knees. Let's walk your hands back towards your feet. Forward fold. Lift your sit bones up and slowly roll up. Take your time, especially if you feel like you're getting a bit heady. And as you come up, just give your shoulders a roll. We're going to do a mini stretch more. So arm up, put your hand behind your back, give a little push to your elbow just to give a stretch to your triceps. And let's go into a side bend. Take a big breath, and then other arm goes behind your head. Push to the tricep, side bend over. Big breath. And then both arms up onto your toes. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, drop over your legs. Breathe in, stretch up, reach up. And then breathe out and drop. Very good. Hard work too, so well done. Good stuff.